And that night it was so successful, they must have had 5,000 people there. They had to almost shut it down because they were in violation of the fire code in Newark. And Huey Adenizio wanted to introduce the Four Seasons, which I objected to, ignorantly objected to. I said, no, Huey, this is my event. You know, we'll introduce you and you introduce me, and I'll introduce the Four Seasons, which went over, you know, a little rough. But anyway.
He acquiesced.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. He did. And it was a great night. In fact, I believe we had 3 or 4 other groups. I think Pesci was there also. I can't remember exactly, but I think Pesci was there also that night.
He played guitar.
Yeah, he was Pesci was a great nightclub entertainer.
Mm-hmm.
People don't know that side of him.
Right.
He was a terrific nightclub.
It's hard to picture, really.
He told jokes. He sang. He was a great musician. Very talented guy. Joe Pesci is a very talented. And that's why he made it in the movies. He's an instinctive talent, really, really good actor. And if you saw him live, you'd understand what I'm talking about.
Well, he has great timing in the films, right?
He can tell jokes. He makes people laugh. He makes people cry. He's a fabulous, fabulous person.
And what happened in that election in '66?
That election, I believe we came about 5th. We got something like 19,000, maybe 500 votes or whatever. And there was a runoff. We almost had a runoff. We had a recount, and there was no runoff. And the mayor at the time called me down to the office and said, Ralph, you probably won the election. But how do you know that? And he said, well, because there were more people voting in certain districts than were registered. So those extra votes that you needed went to someone else, not to you. But there's always another day, whatever. I said, well, I want to have a recount. He said, no, I don't think you should. He said, I said, well, I have rights, don't I, Mayor? He says, you're in Newark, New Jersey.
But it was 2 years later then that you ran for the assembly. A year later. A year later.
So a year later, we picked up, we had our own ideas about seeking higher office, in spite of the obstacles. I won a primary in 1967 for the Assembly. And by the way, one of the political bosses at that time told me, well, my legs are going to be broken too. But I insisted.
Now, I'm looking at a picture behind you, Assemblyman, of Millicent Fenwick, right, as you tell a story about Hugh Adenizio. How many people in New Jersey politics had a friendship with both Hugh Adenizio and Millicent Fenwick?
That's the benefit of being raised as a child of Newark. If you get somewhat successful